Hey guys, it's postboxpat. Welcome back to the Season 8 storyline video, and in today's video we're going over everything in the Fortnite Season 8 storyline we can expect to happen, what's currently going on, and what will probably happen in the next few weeks to come, and just generally the whole storyline so far, where we're at. So, what is going on in the world of Fortnite? Well, we know during the recent event, the UFO crashed, etc. We saw that event and all the cubes flooded down to the island, and that's where we were left off at the start of Season 8. Then in the Season 8 trailer, you see that the cubes are everywhere. And one thing I noticed in the Season 8 storyline trailer was that the cubes were much more than they currently are on the island, and they were also moving quite often. And I don't think the cubes will increase the amount on the island, but I do feel like they will start to move at a faster and faster rate towards a certain point in the season. I don't know if that will be the end. I'd say 3/4 through and something would happen towards that end sector. That would be my prediction on that side. And then at the very end of the trailer, we also see the reveal of the Foundation, who most likely will come into the Fortnite storyline around that Season X mark. That's my prediction for it, Season 10. I don't think we're going to see him. I think we'll see another teaser for him next season, and then we'll see his introduction for the end of the chapter leading into chapter 3. That's my prediction on the Foundation side. Anyway, what's going on the island? So we're going to switch over to the replay as we always do for this storyline related stuff. I know you guys love me just flying around and going over exactly what's going on. And the first thing I want to say in the storyline is someone very special did survive, and that is our favorite or beloved, or maybe not so much anymore, but that is Dr. Slone. She survived, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. A lot of people don't like Slone anymore after what she did to us during the event. If you want to see me get revenge on Dr. Slone, I've got a video over on my second channel on that. I highly recommend giving it a watch. But yes, Dr. Slone is still here. She survived, and she has now the brand new mythic weapon she can grab. But what is going on with IO? What are they doing? Well, interestingly enough, IO are actually harnessing the power of a few different assets around the island. You can see they're actually grabbing a bunch of the alien stuff which landed down onto the island and kind of crashed in, and they're taking that now and they're harnessing it, and I think they're probably either going to completely scrap it or maybe even use some of its power for something else in the future. So IO is still in control by the looks of it. But one thing to note with the IO people, they definitely are scrapping a lot of the old stuff that was going on at Believers Beach, because that stuff is kind of already gone now. And we know the Believers Beach is kind of over. You know, the Believers still do exist in the storyline, but their storyline is coming to an end, and I suspect next season this will no longer be here. So to end off the Believers storyline, you can see what we do have is we have a little house on this hill here outside of Steamy with the last trespasser remaining. A lot of people are referring this to as the Chimera. I guess that's possibly their species, as you'd like to call that, but it is a trespasser inside of here. Unfortunately, he doesn't have his ray gun in there, so a trespasser is located in there, as well as if we keep moving around, you can see the Believers are keeping an eye on the trespasser from over here, because they love the trespassers for some reason. So yeah, don't know why they didn't move to Holly Hatchery though. Why are they moving over here when they could have just gone to Holly Hatchery and seen thousands of the trespassers last week? It's only down the road from Believers as well. They've gone a long way. They've come all the way over here just to see one trespasser, when generally a few weeks ago they were next door to them. Who knows? These Believers, they don't really know the map very well. Anyway, moving into the map and going over what we have, we got a bunch of stuff to show you guys with this storyline and where we are at. So we're aware that the island is covered in Kevins, and this means that there are several zombies or fiends being spawned all over the place which we have to battle against, and even numerous bosses, which we'll talk about in a second about that. But if you guys are new around here, as always, don't forget to subscribe around here. We produced a lot of storyline content. I've got a lot more storyline content in the work, so tap that subscribe, and don't forget to support me in the item shop with code POST. If you enjoy this sort of content, it really does help out and keep this sort of content going. So thank you everyone considering to support me. So next up, I want to talk about the topic of Kevin the Cube. Now, Kevins, or Kevin, I don't know what I should refer it to as because there's several of them, are all over the place. And Kevin is actually kind of interesting this season because he's not just one, there's multiple, and that makes the season interesting not only because one's going to be moving, multiple are going to be moving. You can see here from this replay clip there's actually already footage of this Kevin moving, and I suspect this will continue to happen with other Kevins as we begin to progress. But the most important ones to look at is the Queen Cube and Blevin. These two are two cubes that are going around. That's the yellow and blue cube, and these ones are the most important ones for the storyline this season and where things are going to go, because you can see here over at the Queen Cube, the yellow cube, this is most likely going to begin to open up at some point, and it also has a lovely shiny glow to it. I suspect something is inside of this one, and this may even summon all of the other purple cubes around the map to meet it, which would be pretty cool. apart from the blue one, which we took over somehow. So it's going to be interesting to see what's going to happen with this purple one, and is even going to be like a maybe possible cube queen that could come out of here. We'll talk more about that in the future, but for now, this cube will be doing something really cool in the future, and there's even rumors that it possibly could do something different and actually hover rather than roll. So we'll have to wait and see if that's going to happen with it, but it could be cool, and I cannot wait to see what the yellow cube's going to do. Now, on the topic of cubes, we're going to go over to the blue cube, which is known as Blevin in the community, that a lot of people are calling it. It's still under debate, that name. I know a lot of creators are trying to call it that to try and enforce the name. Honestly, I'll just go with the flow what everyone's calling it, but it's the blue cube, that's what color it is, so that's the easiest name. You can see that Blevin is actually still in the same position, so it's pretty cool, and this one is a really awesome one to come and visit as well if you buy, because it does give you a shield. If you are buy it, come and visit it, guys. It's pretty cool, and I really do like this cube. It's absolutely amazing, and it definitely is the coolest one added in this season. So welcome over here, Blevin, the blue one, and this will most likely be moving as well at some point, which will be exciting, unless it just doesn't move because it's completely kind of in a different state. We'll have to wait and see. And the standard Kevin, it's so dark, it doesn't really have that classic purple glow to it. It kind of does a little bit, but not 100%. We're not even seeing the lightning effect yet, so we're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen, really. I suspect there will be a lot going on with that. Now, on the topic of that, we also have the IO bases being situated all over the map. We talked about these in the recent map change video, but let me just give you guys a little overview of what I'm on about. So there's not just one, but there's several IO bases, these mini bases, outposts, that have been kind of situated all over the map. You know they're IO because you can see their logo on the boxes, and IO are everywhere right now. They are positioned all over the map with small little bases, making sure there are no trespassers or aliens remaining, which only leaves us with the cube fiends that are currently on the map. And we know we have the cube assassin, which is one of the brand new bosses, which we covered over on the second channel by post. So that's obviously part of the cube stuff which is going on over there in the sideways. You can see we've got a little big bubble there outside of the pleasant, or inside of the pleasant / outside pleasant part area. So definitely some cool stuff. And what about the 0 point? We don't really mention this, because I don't really want to talk too much about the cube fiends, because there's not really much I can say yet, because we don't really know, other than at the end of the trailer there was a giant kind of monster, which was pretty cool, which you can see a little screenshot of right here. This most likely is going to be some sort of rideable or maybe mech or something in the future. But what about the 0 point? Where is it? Because it's not here. We know it's been consumed possibly by the mothership. We don't 100% know if it's still even in the mothership. It could be. Or even if it's still underground or gone slightly underground here, we don't really know. We saw that the giant mothership did try taking it, but did it take it or not? It's a good question, and I look forward to finding out where the 0 point actually is. It possibly still could be under that water. We saw during the Kevin event, they used Kevin to kind of drip into that when they destroyed him to kind of fuel the 0 point. I don't know why they were dripping Kevin in, but they were dripping Kevin into the 0 point, and then he got destroyed. So yeah, interesting stuff that Kevin was used in the past, and they managed to solve a way of removing him, which they did, so that was kind of good. But where is the current 0 point? Where is it? That's the question. Is it inside the mothership or is it not? Also, on the topic of bunkers, which can link you to the secret IO bases, there was an additional bunker added in this season. We talked about this in the map change video earlier, but you can see when this kind of meteor, or not meteor, when the part of the UFO hit this mountain, you can see what it's done. It's kind of like lifted the mountain terrain back a little bit and revealed another secret secret, that's too much creative, guys, too much 50 fashion there from me talking about buttons. But you can see revealed a bunker. You can see this here came in, dragged the ground, and revealed this giant kind of bunker structure which will connect to the IO, the ancient IO bases and stuff like that. So kind of cool stuff, an ancient bunker again appearing in the map. So I'm looking forward to seeing what that could do there with the storyline, but I suspect we'll start to reveal more of them over time, and eventually we'll get to go inside them. Still though, I don't think we'll be going inside them for a while. We'll see more of that on the comic side, I think, rather than in the actual game. Maybe one event though will implement it. And I do miss Spire. The runes still are here from the Spire. You can see all the runes from it, but yeah, it's still one of my ones that I miss, especially 0 point. Anyway, that's where we're at with the storyline. We can expect Foundation to come in. We can expect Slone possibly to move around the map throughout the upcoming weeks, because she has got her IO squadron with her. Other than that, there's not really much else I can comment on. Let me know in the comments what your theories are so far for this season and what you think is going to happen next. I do feel like Slone cleaned up all of the alien work and getting prepared for something else, maybe even the Foundation. So we'll have to wait and see. It's going to be exciting to see what Dr. Slone's going to do. She's definitely going to be in the storyline for a little bit longer. I don't think she's going to get taken out just yet, unless one of the Kevins land on it, which would be quite funny. Anyway, hope you guys have enjoyed. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and once again, this is postboxpat.